Let's go.
Good morning, Kripple Krew. What it do? Henry G. Gareth saw that he got beat by Henry G there. What's up, Cal? Knives Alive. Blind Wolf Fury, member Kripple Krew Inc. Ground Fog. Marco, member Kripple Krew Inc. William Hornbostel, member Kripple Krew Inc. Rolf Robertson, member Kripple Krew Inc. What's up? Kathleen Smith, member Kripple Krew Inc. What's up, sis? Ron Crow, member Kripple Krew Inc. Alex Kerber, member Kripple Krew Inc. Neil Mudd, what it do, brethren? Good to see you, brother. Neil Mack, member Kripple Krew Inc. What it do, homie? Gons, what is up? Kelly, what it do, sis? Member Kripple Krew Inc. And we got Jim Miller, member Kripple Krew Inc. What's going on? B Shady, Kripple Krew Inc. What is up? We are strong this morning. Please, everybody, y'all know our boy Gareth. But we'll give a warm Kripple Krew welcome to Francois joining us from South Africa before he comes over here. How are you today, Francois?
I'm fine, thanks, and welcome. Oh, thanks for coming in on the live. All the guys that you greeted.
Yes, thank you, everybody, for joining us today. I appreciate you. Clint Crosby, good morning. Francois has taken a bit of his very, very busy time right now to join us as he is preparing for his very first Blade show. So, those of y'all going next week are going to get to check out Francois' stuff in person. But today we're going to take a look at some of that, get a little preview of some of this gorgeousness he's got rocking. But first, Francois, Ginger Fisher, member Kripple Krew Inc., good morning. Francois, would you please tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into knife making?
Yeah, I've been in it longer than I really wanted to be. I started my first workshop in 1989. I started my first workshop. I made knives for about 5 until 1994. I moved down to the East Coast, and I stopped making knives. I raised my kids for 17 years, and I started off again in 2010 when they left school. In 2010, I said, "That's it. Now you guys are grown up. You can carry on with your stuff. I'm going back to where I come from." And that's since 2010, I've been making knives flat out. Went on pension in 2022. And since then, I've been in the workshop all the way.
That's awesome. And I see that you make quite a bit of folders. I want to ask, before we show some of these knives, did you start off with fixed blades? Or were you into folders right from the get?
I started off with fixed blades, which is basically, but I think my third knife was a slip joint. So it was folders all the way from the get-go.
Gotcha. You were into folders quickly.
Yeah, my third knife was a folder. So it's a folder I made it's a slip joint I made for my dad, and it belongs to my son now. He's got it in his collection.
That is awesome.
I can imagine you making a fixed blade, and I think that would really, really look good as well. With just how your folders look. And I'm thinking of how you can incorporate all of that into a fixed blade. That would be one hell of a nice knife.
When I get back from Blade now, I've got 2 fixed blades to make.
You're commissioned on 2 of them right now. There's 2 custom orders.
Yeah, there's my doctor's shot a buffalo, and he wants the horn, 2 knives, one for him and one for his son, and he wants the horn, and I'll have a sheath made by one of our better sheath makers in South Africa.
That is awesome.
I'd love to see that.
Well, what did you say the gentleman's name was? The sheath maker?
Mrs. McNamara. What, I can't even remember her name, but she's McNamara.
Gotcha. I just wanted to go ahead and give her the shout out. Let her, you know, she does, if she's, I want people to hear the name because we might see more. We might see some of her sheaths at some point with the way we talk to all the different African knife makers. Are there other African knife makers or South African custom knife makers that use her?
Plenty. All the top guys are using her for sheaths, eh?
Okay, awesome. So Mrs. McNamara, that's a name we should be paying attention for. Kane Miranda and El Cap, I saw you guys join, members of Kripple Krew Inc. Welcome. Good morning. One question that I like to ask, all guests, of course, is what's in your pockets today? What knives do you typically carry?
I carry one of my own, eh? If I can find it on my desk here.
And we find that quite often with custom knife makers because you can make what you want.
Yeah, the problem is the world finances is of such a state that we can't afford our own work, eh? No, serious.
No, I get what you're saying.
So when you see some of the work, you'll understand. It's like, wow.
Kane Miranda's got the Devo Tallboy right now, and Mrs. Deadly has her Devo Tallboy. We got her Grail finally.
Oh, nice.
Her Grail knife, and she is going to have me do a review on it. But that way we can show it off. But yeah, here I will put it on screen so people can see proof that Mrs. Deadly now has her Grail knife, the purple camo and satin original version of the Devo Tallboy. This was her one and only Grail knife she's ever asked for. And it took a lot of horse trading, but we got one for her now. So Mrs. Deadly's Grail knife will be on screen.
I don't seem to find my knife. It was lying on my workbench here. Oh, yeah, it is.
I was saying now it's camouflaged with all the other knives.
No, under the toolbox. Okay, yeah, this is my personal carry knife. It's a frame lock.
Oh, that looks nice.
There's your
titanium clip. It's got titanium clip. You've got that nice drop point. Is that a hollow grind? It looks like
it's a hollow grind, yeah. And the blade has been gun coated.
Nice.
That is about 10 years worth of wear on that gun coat, and it's genuinely. And this knife does everything for me.
Yeah,
I've seen it. I've seen it do it.
So that's a fantastic coating.
Yeah, it's what the South African government uses as gun coat on their guns, the defense force. So,
it looks like it definitely holds up. Flipper action.
Yeah, it's dirty and all that, but it works and it stays sharp. It's M390 blade. So,
hell yeah, and
that's what I carry in my pocket every day.
And for your personal knife, I'm going to guess that's running on washers.
No, bearings.
Bearings.
Yep.
I was guessing because of being in the workshop that it might be running on washers.
No, you know something? Bearings have less wear and less problems than washers, eh?
Yeah.
Because bearings, you take oil, you go especially ceramics. You go to the hot water tap, you just clean it out, wash it out, put a little bit of oil on it, it's clean again.
Yeah. Instead of having to take it apart to clean out washers.
We don't clean. I've never cleaned a knife. I'll put it in hot water, and that's it. finished.
So that was actually something that I brought up with Francois when I was there at his place, and I was watching him machine the bearing pockets and that in, and I asked him, how many of your customers do you know have stripped your knives and got that surprise? Because he machines the handles and the blade, the pockets in it, and then he sits there with his little black book, writing down and working out all of the calculations on how much he needs to take out for the bearings um, and I watched him put those together, and it's a lot of work.
That's
It's
crazy.
a lot of work.
Yeah.
Henry G, what it do?
Say again, Dimi.
Oh, I was just saying good morning to Henry G.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've had one knife come back with bearings that I had a problem with, and this guy he didn't play through with me. I know he's a good friend of mine, but he didn't play through with me because when I stripped the knife, it was before I did ceramic bearings. The bearings were non-existent. They were gone, rusted, weg, gone, Vrystaat. They were totally destroyed.
Yeah.
So what I did is touched up the pockets, put new ceramic balls in, and the knife went again. So
he was putting it through something to really destroy those.
He was using it for his fishing knife.
we some of the guys when we started with IKBS, some of the guys went and they used it as a hunting knife with the blood inside, leaving it with the blood inside, no problem. And we never had a problem with it. If it gets tight, you just go to the hot water tap, you just cook and it's smooth again.
Good morning, Sean F. Good to see you. So I want to pop up just a couple of these blades that are going to a blade show real quick on screen while we chat. And I'm going to ask about a couple of these. So how long have you... I see this one that I'm going to pop up in particular. Looks like it has some gold inlay done on it.
No, that's not gold inlay.
Oh, no, that's
titanium colored.
Gotcha. Now I was zooming in it now that I'm zooming it in.
Yeah, that's titanium coloring.
Look at that engraving.
The photo does not do the knife any good, eh? Really. You can ask Gareth. The photo does not do this knife any good. It actually pops when you see it in real life.
I know this is one of the ones Gareth has seen. That's why I had to pop it up first, because it just blew me away when I saw this scroll work. And I love this Damascus on here.
If you go and have a look at the scroll work close up on the pocket clip, she's actually matched the pocket clip and the handle.
Oh, that does. That all lines up perfectly. Yeah. Now, do you do all this engraving work on the knives?
No, I wish I could, eh? I've got there's a lady that does engraving for me as well. I wish I could.
That's awesome. So you've got you teamwork going on.
Yeah, we collaborate, eh? She's actually a very new person. She's been going for about 3 years with the engraving. She started. Her husband's a knife maker as well, and she started engraving his knives. And quick, she just hopped on the bus and it just went.
You know, there's the one knife of hers is I know it's a simple one in a way, but there's the bamboo knife where it's got the bamboo engraved on it. That to me was the knife at the Durban Easter Knife Show. That the way that she had done it, even on the spine of it, how straight it all was. And then when you look closely on it, you can see it's got like a silhouette of bamboo behind it as well, almost like a shadow of it. It was like,
That's
wow,
crazy.
Yeah, you
it
can go.
was really good.
You can go and check her work at Ilse Duplessis on Instagram. She does a lot of work. She's not,
Yeah.
and she's not lazy. She operates.
Barbie, what's up, homegirl? Good to see you, Nick Martino. Hope everybody's having a killer day. Now, I do know that you have a couple of blades with you that you wanted to share with us, and I would ask if you want, which is the first one that you would like to show?
I can show you that blade that you just showed. I didn't know it's gonna get showed, but I can show you that one straight down the line.
Oh wow! Even right there, it pops more than the picture.
Yes, you see there, it just pops a hell of a lot more than the picture.
The depth is crazy.
Yeah. She's done a genuinely nice, splendid job here. Yeah, I must just get the thing.
Oh, that looks beautiful. And what is that Damascus made of?
This is genuine Damascus steel, eh?
Oh, nice. That's Damasteel.
Yeah, you have a look at the back, which he did on the, and it's
That
like
is
Gareth says, the
crazy.
lines are straight.
Yes, that looks so nice.
That is crazy. Gorgeous.
There's after that one.
Yeah,
Can you? After that one, can you show the Joker one?
The Joker
one that she's done.
The Joker, huh? So now I do have to ask, since that knife is going to Blade Show, what is the cost of a knife like that? One that's got that much work into it.
That knife, I'm gonna push around about 2.5 to 2.8, eh?
2,800 rand.
That's around about that. That's the way it's gonna go.
Which would be about no, wait. 2,800 South African rand is what you're telling me, roughly?
Yeah, about
No.
30. Yeah.
It's 28,000 rand. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, 28,000.
Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say that's not working out right. There's no way that's $150 knife.
No.
Okay, that's why I kept asking. I was hearing it wrong. Okay, so that's about $1,500 US. That's
no $2,800 US.
Oh, okay. Now it makes sense.
I don't talk rands, eh?
Every other one of these chats that we've done, we've talked in rand, and I've had to convert it, and
Yes.
and so actually I appreciate you talking in US dollars. It'll save me some time.
Where is that one now? I'm looking for
2,800.
Yeah, that's basically what it's gonna go for.
Nick Martino, to answer your question, this is the new Flightanium Arcade Light. These drop on Monday. And what you are looking at is polycarbonate scales in either green, purple, blue, or smoke black. You've got the Shark Lock, and you have either a satin or a DLC finish on Austin A. And these will launch on Monday for $79. After the initial launch, it's going to go up to $99, but they'll still be under $100. All of the Flightanium Arcade custom parts like backspacers, clips, thumb studs, everything fits these. And these will go on sale from Flightanium on Monday. I now have a Flightanium affiliate link and code. So if you use code EDCwithDBD, you save 10% at Flightanium. And I do believe I'm like one of the very first reviewers to get these from them. Barbie Chambers, the purple and black one is going to be all you. 100%. As soon as I saw it, I thought about you. I almost got that one for myself. just to show it off for you. But I really wanted the green.
The green looks good.
That's actually a nice shape for a knife, eh?
Yeah, then it's Barbie Chambers. Welcome back to Kripple Krew Inc. I appreciate you. I will give you a flag salute and a little bit of Shark Lock acoustics.
The Warhog salute.
And a Warhog salute. There you go. Yeah, this has the good Shark Lock acoustic. Josh 304, what it do? What it do? Is okay. So is this the Joker knife?
That's the Joker knife I've got here, DVD.
Okay. I'm excited to see this.
Wait. I don't even know how we're going to get all the detail in this knife.
Oh, so it's got like a coffin handle.
I'm just going to move the light a bit and see. There.
Whoa. Whoa. I can see the jester now.
Yeah.
Holy crap. I can see how deep that hollow grind is, the dual hollow grind, too. That is deep. That is going to be wicked sharp.
On the side,
it has a different jester. So there's two different jesters.
Yeah.
Oh, I can see how, now I see the top and bottom. Wow. That is beautiful. Just stunning.
And I didn't put a pocket clip on this thing. That's the back of the knife.
You know, the liners, the backspacer all look amazing. Wow.
And
is this one also Damasteel?
That's also Damasteel. That's Acapella. Dama Acapella.
That is beautiful. Lou, what's up? Good morning, Lou.
Hey, loser.
Yeah, good to see you, man. I love how that jester on that side is just truly stunning.
She's outdone herself here.
Oh. So how much is that one going to be in Atlanta?
Around about the same price, about 2.8, eh?
Yeah, about $2,800. That makes sense. That's for that type of work. Wow. Homer Phelps, member for 6 months. That is OG status. We will give you a nice. We'll use just to show Lou that Mrs. Deadly has her Grail knife, acoustics from a tall boy, and that is OG status. I appreciate the support. Thank you, Homer. And you can see, Lou, she has her knife now. That's Garrett's. Oh, you got the titanium on it now. Garrett's got the titanium scales and clip on his bug out.
Okay.
That looks a lot better. I bet that feels a lot better too, brother.
It does. It definitely does. It's a little bit wider, and it feels more solid. It's definitely transformed this knife.
Yeah, if you saw the short yesterday, Lou, the 2 Fly for Friday, it told you to get off my back because she has her knife now.
Hey, wait, I've got my knife. Yeah.
Man, no, that is absolutely stunning work, Francois. Gareth tried to prepare us for what we would see, but it's hard to be prepared for it.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, a little small flipper with.
You got you back up there. Ooh, nice looking drop point on that.
Get the color showing you.
Oh wow, that definitely did pop out some. Ooh, what is that?
That is hemp, compressed hemp, eh?
It's compressed hemp and then carbon fiber,
Fat carbon, yeah, lava flow.
lava
And the
flow,
frame,
fat carbon, and compressed hemp.
if you see, it's got a complete carbon fiber frame as well, or handle as well. So
Yeah, all the way
it's carbon
around the
fiber
hemp
and the inlays have
inserts.
been done.
Is
This
that
That
the
is,
one that you were making when I was there by you?
Yeah, we've showed that already when you were gone, eh?
well, yeah. He and I personally looked at it, but we weren't live.
We weren't live. That's right. Okay, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Let's let it
here's the
talk.
one that he was making when Gareth was there.
Let it first talk.
Oh, that sounds so good.
That's it.
And so, what are our materials on this one?
This is N690 blade with G10 handle with maple inlays.
It's nice.
See, I didn't get to see it complete. I only saw
Yeah,
it getting born.
yeah,
So I saw all the machining that went into that blade for the bearings. I saw how the machining to make the lock bar lock in nicely. I saw the little trick, and I filmed it. I've shared it on how to
yeah.
carbonize the on the lock.
Yeah. So okay, so you're doing carbonized lock face instead of bothering with a steel insert.
Yeah, carbonizing has never dropped me. You get a little bit of lock stick every once in a while, but once you got it sorted, I've had a knife now that was supposed to go to blade that is not going to blade because I could not get the lock stick sorted.
No,
I
no.
actually made two blades for it, and it would not stop the lock stick. Couldn't get it going, and that's a 4-inch flipper. It's a big flipper.
Oh, so that would have been a great one to take there.
Yeah. Oh, look,
So
this one is 3 3/4 inch. Eh? It's a big
that's
flipper.
3 3/4. That's a
Yeah.
good looking knife too. So now, what does this one run?
No, this will go for about 500. Eh?
Damn, that's fair.
This one
Yeah,
will go for about 500.
500, and that's titanium on the pocket clip, of
Pocket clip.
course,
Yeah.
and the back spacer.
Space is normal stainless steel. I
Like,
normally make my back straps carbon fiber, but I on this batch it just worked out that I had stainless steel already water jetted, so I just used that.
yeah,
It
yeah.
wasn't
I
trying to.
agree, Nick Martino. Those pocket clips that he does all look like they go in and out of the pocket very easily.
Some of them are fairly tight, eh? But they hold. But
You've also got the ceramic ball inserted into them as well.
some of them
Yeah,
have got a ceramic ball on the insert there. Where let me show you that gold one. It shows better. The ball shows better there.
oh yeah, because you got the black ceramic ball with all that gold.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks really cool. Gosh, that is a hell of a knife. What is the size of the blade on that one, Francois?
It's 3-inch. Eh? It's a small knife. It's not a big knife. It's a small knife. I've actually done a couple of that size in and that's been engraved.
Yeah.
About 3 or 4 of them already that the guys say that knife needs to be engraved because I make a full titanium scale, and when they see it, they say that thing needs to be scratched. It needs to be scratched.
You know, I look at those engraved ones and I just think, maybe I should get my 357 done and then get that to match it.
There you go.
Yeah, that's. But
They're beautiful.
then my other Utsland is slip joints. I enjoy making a slip joint, eh?
That's what I was just going to ask you about. Because I noticed the catalog, and we will show some more of these pictures later, folks, of some of the knives that he doesn't have in front of him, but that are going to blade. And a lot
There's a
of the
twin
work
blade
is
Barlow.
beautiful slip joints.
The twin blade Barlow.
That looks fantastic. And what's the scale material on that one?
So this is also hemp.
That's I thought it looked like the inserts on the inlays on
Yeah.
that one. That compressed hemp looks awesome. And I don't think I've ever seen anybody use that before.
Yeah, I got a guy that went to Blade last year brought some with. Now, we've got a problem. We buy things in America, and then we can't import them back to America, eh? So we stuck with materials that we can get over the border.
Yes. Yeah. There is definitely a lot that they don't like coming back in here. It's just Aldo showed us a custom version of one of or some custom scales for his Capilavaro that have ivory scales on them, which just looks, gorgeous, but you could never get that over here.
No.
About 3-4 years ago, I had an ivory flipper that same size as the one with a engraving. Same,
Yeah.
Exactly the same, with blued Damascus bolsters. And a guy walked up to my table and he says, "I want that knife." And I looked at him. I said, "I can't sell you this knife." And he looked at me, not speaking, just looked at me. I said, "Okay, where do you come from? Or where are you taking this knife?" He says, "I'm taking it to America." I says, "You're going to get into deep trouble, China. This is genuine ivory." So
don't even try.
Then he understood why I said I can't sell you the knife.
Yeah, you could have taken his money. You could have been a jerk and just taken his money and let him deal with the consequences. But I'm sure once he understood, once he knew it was real ivory, he appreciated it.
My name
Because
is
that will get you into some big crap coming in here.
Yeah. Oh, there's a lot of things. I've got a 3.5 inch trapper, 2-blade trapper with black ivory.
Oh, I bet that looks amazing.
And now black ivory is worse than ivory. They lock you up for that. With elephant ivory, they just give you a good rap over the fingers and take your knife. With black ivory, they lock you up.
Is that rhino? Is black ivory rhino?
No, it's wood. It's of the ebony family.
Oh, it's a wood. Wow.
Yeah. It's hard as ivory. It's that's why they call we've got a black ivory and a red ivory. Red ivory is just as hard, but it's red.
Yeah. And is that also one that you can't sell here?
Yeah, you can't sell that there.
So that makes quite a difference, because when you're busy trying to plan your knives that you want to take with you to Blade Show, what you can and can't have.
Yeah, the other thing with slip joints, we sell a lot of slip joints to Europe, and Europe 3-inch maximum.
Sure.
So I only make long 3.5 inch trappers and stuff on order for the American market. I don't generally make them because it just cuts my selling power in half.
That makes sense.
So I don't make larger knives than 3-inch slip joints at all. It's not worth it because the whole European market is stuck on 3 inches.
Yeah.
In America, you can go anywhere.
It depends on where you are, but yeah, typically.
Yeah, sure. But that's the customer's problem, eh?
Exactly.
He's got to
And that's what
he's
we
gotta
say.
tell me
That we
what's
always say you should be aware of all your own local knife laws, because that's on
Yeah.
you.
I've
We're,
got to play
we're,
through, and then you got to play through as well.
we're here in South Africa. Here's our fifth pocket carry.
Yeah.
The
Oh, that's
funny
good.
thing is, with the laws now in South Africa, 4 years ago they changed the laws, and there's actually no size limit that we've got on knives. We can carry any size knife we like, provided we can give a good reason why we're carrying that size knife.
Fair enough.
It's I forgot the act's name. It's called the Deadly Weapons Act, but you actually allowed it. Problem is,
So
a lot of the police
so you
don't
can carry
actually know it.
so you could carry an equa
Yeah,
and just say you had a
Oh,
bush pig charge you the other day. You know, and
yeah.
so I have a bush pig fear, and I'm gonna carry an equa.
You probably got more, well, less chance of getting into trouble carrying an equa or an assegai or than what you do a knife, because they're not going to look at it as you're going out to go murder someone. They're going to go look at it like, oh, my family tradition
Traditional.
weapon.
Yeah, traditional.
that's a straight traditional weapon.
Yeah,
So
we had Rutherford Forge on the last South African Saturday with Hilton and his daughter Nicola, and they showed equas that they make, and after
Yeah.
that, I definitely want one. Now I gotta have one.
I've got a traditional one standing in my cupboard.
That's
Uh,
awesome.
you see,
that,
we've all got one.
See, and that's
mine's probably it came from my grandfather.
so
So
did
that's
Garrett's. So did Garrett's. His isn't quite an equa, but he's got a spear that came from Craig Young. What's up? Welcome.
yeah.
He's got a nice long spear.
Now
Oh,
that's what they call a throwing spear. That's not a stabbing spear. That was before
This-
Dingaan became Shaka became king. They used that.
yes.
So this was Ubuntu police or whatever in 1900.
Yeah,
This was their issued weapon,
yeah.
the AK-47.
And a knobkiri.
Yes.
Yeah, I hear you, Lou. That Hilton and Nicola were really fun, and I definitely want an equa myself. You know, I don't have a familial reason for it. It was just awesome, and, and it was
Well,
something that I want to have.
it's an awesome blade to have because it's a nice short. What the handle is about 2.5 foot, and then the blade is about 1.5 feet.
Yeah, yeah,
So
it looks awesome.
yeah.
Now,
So
uh,
okay, let's go for the next one. Gareth spoke about the Tonto with the bamboo.
yes, you have that one with you. Oh,
Love that knife.
wow. I was going to ask if you had that one because he did talk about that one. So that's fat carbon
Yeah, fat
and
carbon handle and zirconium blacked out and then cut to shine.
wow.
Doesn't I just can't get the thing to shine nicely or show nicely. Just get the
That
right
one,
angle.
I think DBD, if you can, bring up one of the photos of that and zoom in on that.
There's a nice photo video of the bolster.
That is gorgeous. Yeah, I'll find that picture here in just a moment. And that looks like a mirror finish on the blade.
I normally mirror the top end of the Picasso and then satin the cutting, the hollow grind.
Gotcha.
You can see
Okay, yeah, now I can see. Now I can see. I can see the mirror part when it was closed. Oh, that Tonto plate is beautiful.
I love that knife.
That is beautiful. And now that one is also roughly in that 2,800 range?
No, that is about $1,300.
13. Oh, but because it's not Damasteel. What is the
Because it's
blade
not
on this
Damasteel,
one? That makes a big difference. What's the blade on this one?
This RWL 34.
Oh, nice.
But that and if you look at the spine of that one, look how straight that engraving is. It's
Let me just get the right light on it, Gareth. The light is playing games with us.
You want me to shine a torch from
Oh,
here?
there we go.
There you can see it.
Wow. Yeah, Craig, Craig is in Scotland, and he was talking about a lot of his slip joint business is Europe.
Yeah.
Oh, that looks beautiful.
Now,
I am gonna pull up the picture of it that Gareth sent real quick. Let me find that one right.
have a look at that
quick.
picture and look closely at it. Hopefully, it all comes out because that detail that is on the engravings there it's
Oh, I
amazing.
found one like it, but it's got a horse. That's not the one.
Okay, no, that's the new one. I haven't seen that one complete.
The one with the horse is rather insane. I will show that picture also in a bit. I'm looking for this Tonto.
There's the horses.
Oh wow. Oh, let me let you show that off because I also have a picture of this, and this is just nuts, folks. The horses do show really well in the pictures that were sent to me.
Page 8 is
Yeah.
the
I found the bamboo one, and I'll show. Gosh, that is gorgeous, my friend.
And look what she did on the pocket clip.
Yeah, beautiful scroll work on the pocket clip.
Yeah.
Is that one also RWL 34?
Also RWL 34, yeah.
I'm going to show these pictures right quick. This one here is the bamboo one, folks. And you can see the bamboo engraving on the blackened zirconium. And here's the bamboo done. Look at how straight that stalk of bamboo is on that back spacer. And then the depth of the engraving work here. And then that beautiful satin on that Tonto. That's just gorgeous. And then here I'm going to show the horse one up close real quick. Because
before
that
you do
one's
that,
right here. What's that?
can I make a suggestion before you do that? If people's screens aren't set on the highest resolution on YouTube, I suggest you do that instead of it being set on like 440 or something like that, so you can get all those details out of that.
Look at those horses next to that fat carbon. Oh, it just looks amazing. Those horses came out insane. At filler tabs, you can flip the pocket clip. Look at the liners and the back spacer. And the scroll work on this pocket clip is beautiful. And then the horses on this side.
She actually hates me for sending her pocket clips because the pocket clips are grade 5 titanium and it chows her bits to pieces, eh?
Wow, that's
for sending those. The bolsters are grade 2, so they engrave easily.
Oh, that is so beautiful, my friend. Brand new American, what it do, homie? Good to see you. Aries EDC, what's up, Scott? Good to see you, homie.
Hey, I feel free. I'm finally flicking knobs again. I don't know if it's a good thing, but I am, and it's comfortable.
Your thumb's not splitting right now. Yeah, you did get it good.
So yeah, it's not bleeding while I'm playing with my knobs anymore, so that's a good thing, I guess.
Rolf Robertson, member for 5 months. Here's a salute with the Cardington by our boy Bladed Ginger. And member for 5 months. I really appreciate the support. And he has a question that is, what is the average time to make one of those engraved knives? So between you and her, what's the average time?
What delivery time or working time?
Both.
But yeah, it takes me about 3 to 4 days to make that knife from scratch, eh? A week to make it.
Wow.
She probably, yeah, but then it's from scratch. Then I've got flat material, so it's not that you got stuff. You make it from scratch.
Yes.
It takes me about five days.
That is
And
nuts.
then yeah, it was 12 hours a day. And then Ilse probably takes about 3-4 days to do that full scale scroll. Full scale scroll was actually longer. I think she worked on that for a week.
Yeah. So with your current orders, what is your typical lead time if somebody orders a custom blade from you?
What I normally do, I don't normally take custom orders. I make knives and I sell them as I make them. If a guy places an order with me, I make knives in batches of 10. In the next batch, his knife falls in, and it takes about a month to do the 10.
Gotcha. Ron Dobbins, member Kripple Krew Inc. What's going on, brother? Good to see you. And Craig Young, I believe you're speaking about a Higonokami knife. That traditional Japanese friction folder with the long tab is called a Higonokami. So you're rocking when you're making your batches with or without orders. You're typically rocking in batches of 10.
Yeah, I work in batches of 10. You can ask Gareth. I've probably got between slip joints and flippers lying in boxes packed out here now in parts. Probably after blade, I'll have about 20 knives still lying here that I must make.
I was going to say 20 because you've got those trays and they each got their own little bit in the tray. And I'm just trying to remember how many. And there was 3 trays there, I think.
Three trays with 6. It's 18 holes per tray. So there's 18 knives per tray, but some of them are empty already. Gareth, since you've been.
So Francois, me and you were talking about this when I was there, and you were enjoying the blade shape.
That blade shape is. I'm going to steal that blade shape. Watch me.
The Quaken blade that they used on that chop 2.
So DBD's got he's got the chop 2 version.
Yeah, I have the one. I'll pull it out right now. The one with the Tonto. Yeah, Gareth has the Quaken version.
Yeah.
So my one is the chop 2 bottom with the Quaken blade.
Yeah, this is the one with the Ultim scales, and this has their standard blade, which is a Japanese Tonto with a dual grind. You've got a hollow and a flat.
Yeah, a very subtle Tonto.
Very subtle Tonto with a pretty straight back.
Aggressive. If you had a look at my Tontos, my top is very thick, and I taper. So mine is a stabber.
Yes.
Basically made to stab and enter. And
yeah,
not break.
I typically prefer more of an American style Tonto with a little bit, a sharper. The sharper delineation for the secondary point. And I like a little bit of a drop or a clip, so it's not quite so high as the Japanese Tonto tip. And I noticed that you like a lot of the same.
Yes.
Yeah, a knife that doesn't have a drop point's not a knife, eh?
Yeah, I prefer it, the drop point on a Tonto, just like this one here. It
Yeah.
makes it so much easier to use it for other tasks, especially piercing.
Yeah.
So I also got an Ultim one, by the way, DBD.
Oh, you're gonna hold up your plastic knife? Garrett's always giving me crap about my love of Ultim. I'm up to 20 or 21 Ultim knives now.
I must actually have a look if we can't find that material. Yeah, Ultim. Yeah, never
Well, you'll go to see it.
inquired about it.
You'll go to see it at Blade Show.
Yeah, you'll see some at Blade Show. I'm a huge. This is polished. I only have a couple polished Ultim. Most of them are a milled Ultim, but I've been a huge fan of the material. I like to be able to see the workings of the knife. Is one of the reasons I like it so much.
Yeah.
So
I
Francois,
can see the guts of the knife while it's working.
Francois, we have got Ultim here.
He's gonna show McDonald's trays.
If you go to McDonald's and you look at them inside there, or KFC or one of those, you can see they pull the patties out of a tray and then they put it on the burger. That tray is Ultim.
Yeah, but it's not. I've seen them, but they're not see-through like that.
Yeah,
Is it?
yeah, it's the same stuff.
I don't really go to McDonald's, eh?
Yeah, I've seen it more at KFC than McDonald's because our KFC have got dunked wings, which they don't have over there, so they don't know what they're missing.
I appreciate that, Ron. Yeah, I love
some material there because it must be very light, eh?
it. It is very lightweight. It is also strong and it's very heat resistant. That's why it's really made for aerospace and cooking. Because it's highly heat resistant, but it is strong. And one of the reasons I love it is, you and I were talking before we went live about wintertime here. And Ultim doesn't transfer cold to my hands when I'm using a knife.
Yeah.
Whereas, I'm not a fan of carrying titanium in the winter here. Because it gets cold.
If you had to have your knife outside and put your tongue on it, would it stick to your knife?
Probably. If you had titanium, yeah, but not Ultim.
So years ago, my brother saw that. I can't even. I was what Dumb and Dumber. My brother saw it or whatever, that movie, and for some reason he decided, nope, he's gonna. And he's very intelligent. He's very clever. He decided, no, he's going to lick the deep freeze. He wanted some ice out of there, and he licked the deep freeze. And all we heard was,
intelligence. That's not knowing what's going to happen. Right?
You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes, though.
Yeah, but he didn't realize it. I think he must have been like 6 or something at the time. Yeah. So it was kind of funny.
Craig Young,
not for him.
Knives are out. And Craig Young, we do have several women in the EDC community who love knives just as much as we do. But yes, knives, collecting knives is a primal thing. Like it is man's oldest tool. And our first knives were something sharp on something we could hold. Like this here is stone on antler. And, ever since man invented tools, we have had knives. And it's still one of the most important tools that we can use on an everyday basis. We have just changed the materials that we use now.
Yeah, you totally right. Now, talking about woman knives, we've in South Africa here at the Guild Show, we've got quite a few ladies that come and buy knives, eh? For collecting.
Yeah. Well,
They
there's
come
quite a
with
there's
knives. There's women who come with their husbands, and the husband doesn't even look at your knife. The woman come and touches and feels and handles your knives. The husband's not interested.
There was a
Looks
very nice woman looking at a knife when we were at Durban Easter Knife Show, talking about her boot knife.
You remember that one? She had a boot knife in her boot, and she had one in her pocket.
And she was carrying 2 Tidiuses.
Yeah.
100%, Kathleen Smith. That's a good point. She says when you think about it, women probably use knives more than men when you consider cooking.
No, totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah. And my daughter, the Deadly daughter, loves blades. Mrs. Deadly has some knives that she likes, and now, finally, her Grail knife. But it is definitely a primal obsession with our favorite tools. That's why we all get such a good thrill out of handling a nice knife.
It's like on Facebook the other day, there was a guy standing with a board begging. He said, "I'm not hungry. I just want to buy knives."
Sounds good, Mud. See you at the party, brother.
Yeah. Then let's get something else out.
Yes.
I've got a frame lock.
Ooh, is that titanium with fat carbon insert?
Fat carbon insert, yeah. And
is that a brass backspacer or titanium?
Titanium colored. The same pivot caps. They bronze. You can see that.
Yeah, the bronze pivot caps.
Yeah,
those are beautiful. Oof. Ooh. RWL 34 or N690?
M390.
M390 on this one.
Yeah.
I didn't hear the twack.
Didn't you? Open your ears, Gareth.
There's the twack.
That time it came through nicely. Ooh.
I just buffed it up. You saw this knife, Gareth. It was a dull blue. I had tumbled it and colored it, so it was a dull blue. Now I just changed to a buff, and the color totally changes.
Very much so. But I said, bear in mind, when I was there by you, it's like walking into some place and your eyes are going like this because there's so much going on, and you've got to like keep wiping your face. And it's like you get porridge brain because your brain just turns to mush with everything going on there.
So, and I've got to ask the same question because we are leading up to Blade Show where these are going to be. How much for that one with the M390?
That the titanium one, that will go for about, it was what, 900.
900 roughly?
Yeah, roughly 900.
Nice.
I've got a fair idea where, but the morning I get to the table, I said, okay, it'll be 850 or so.
Sure.
That's just, I know what my cost is on all my knives. So
yeah.
I work from there.
So that's something that we were discussing the other day, myself and Francois, and another friend of his that was there as well. It's quite scary when you hear the costs and that of the knives, just the materials, and you sit there and you wonder, how does somebody? It sounds like a hell of a lot of money. But at the end of the day, by the time you look at all those materials costing, it's the work, the money you're paying for the work it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, you're not paying for 60 hours of labor going into this beautiful piece of art.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's you know what what my biggest hassle is in life at the moment are all the Chinese factory knives.
sure.
They come out with M390. They come out with titanium handles, titanium pocket clip, and they come in at under my cost.
Yeah, they'll drop a knife at 200 or less easily because they can crank them out and it's cheap for them and it's all done by machine or for, zero labor cost. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I got
it's when you're doing something by hand and buying materials not by the shipload, there's no way to compete with that.
no, you can't. It's impossible.
So I was
You know,
thinking about that after I was there by you on my way back. Um, you know that a lot of their companies they get paid like a grant, right? So they'll
Oh
get
yeah, yeah.
given
The
given
CCP
money.
the CCP funds most of the companies to help them undercut our costs. They get money
So
from the government.
yeah,
The
you have
government's a partner in all of the in all of the businesses,
yeah,
and
sure.
they're able to buy stuff by the shipload, make it by the thousands, and like this. Here's an example. FerraMonster. This is a mirror DLC coated M390
Yeah,
with a copper foil carbon fiber, titanium liners, titanium backspacer, titanium pocket clip, and hardware. And they retail this for $298.
the 298.
And
That
you can get it
is
with my discount code for like 270 something.
so
And
that's lower. That's lower than my cost to get that knife made.
sure.
Get
But the
parts for the
difference is also, while this is a good knife, and I show American knives, I show Chinese knives, I show
yeah.
Taiwan, I show custom handmade knives. But what I can say is while this is a great knife, very well made, very serviceable, their knives don't have any soul.
hmm, that's
I
the
don't think
difference.
I'm not worried about the soul of a knife. What I'm talking about cost of materials. That's all I'm talking
So
about.
I
Straight.
like I say,
Yeah,
I
you'll
was
never be able
thinking
to compete with their cost of materials.
No, you can't. You just can't. So
Same in America. You can't, for
yeah,
American made knives, they can't compete with the cost. And also, the labor cost can't compete.
no labor you can't compete because
so,
they
but
run
also
on
there's more
CNC.
to it. So the Chinese have got their hands in pockets in Africa. So they will, perfect example, copper. The Chinese built stuff for Zimbabwe, and they lent them the money to do it.
Yeah, part of
Zim
the
could not
bricks.
pay them back because they don't have the money to pay them back.
Get your
So
copper cheap.
now they get their copper for extremely low prices.
Yeah,
That copper goes from here, from Africa, over to there, and there's a big cut. Now you have a subsidy where you get money back. So you're competing against that, and they're making really good knives for. They've got everything there to make really good knives.
The Chinese have
So
upped their game in knife making tremendously. You cannot
oh,
get away.
absolutely. They make some fantastic quality knives.
Yeah.
TKE, good morning. I gotta say,
as a
I couldn't stop by the backup stage this morning because right up until the start of this, I was filling up balloons for the Deadly Daughters graduation party, which is right after my live stream. So no, I wasn't able to pop by you live this morning, but that's because I was getting ready for the Deadly Daughters party. Even the Chinese budget knives. This is a budget company from the same factory. This
Yeah.
is FerraMonster. This is their budget line. These are just over $50. for 14C 28N and micarta, and they are making good quality knives. You know,
the quality has gone up tremendously.
yeah, it's not like when we used to joke about made in China, and it was garbage that fell apart. No, they've been able to use us as their test market, and now there is fantastic. Graduation party, not birthday party. If I said birthday, I meant graduation party, TKE. But I'll tell her. Yes, their quality has gone up, and I can see how, especially as a custom knife maker, it's you. You really can't compare your stuff to theirs when you're talking prices because it's a completely different product.
Line. Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. But you're talking about Chinese quality. When I was a little boy, 10, 12, my dad and them used to talk about Jap scrap.
Yeah.
And you see what the Japanese have pulled out the hat over from then until now. Their quality and workmanship has become tremendously good.
And
Yeah,
the Chinese have done that 4 times faster.
Yes, they have.
I'll be right back. I have to grab some more water, gentlemen.
Okay, go for it.
Yeah, the Chinese have done that like 4 times faster. If you look at just look at the car industry, where 15 years ago they weren't even making, or say 20 years ago they weren't even making cars, and now look at the stuff they're coming out with now.
The funny part is that the Chinese can machine anything to spec for the German market. Apparently, their castings they cannot get right.
Okay.
I know. I was in the hydraulic field when I was working, and they were making components for Rexroth, but they could not get the castings right. The castings were still getting done in Germany.
That's interesting.
Whether that has changed in the meantime, I don't know either. But that a couple of years ago, that's what was a problem with it.
Is there any Bladed Ginger? What's going on, homie? We just got back home yesterday morning, and as you can see, got the Cardington rocking. And folks, the Cardington Bladed Ginger second knife is currently available on the DEF CON website. You can pick up the Cardington in M390 with the leverage lock, the pivot button activated liner lock, titanium scales, and pocket clip. $250 on the DEF CON website right now, available today. Our homeboy Bladed Ginger, you can pick these up. Now,
hey, after Blade Show, I get my one, Geo.
Yes, I've got one of those right here. That is Bladed Ginger's first knife, the Beyond EDC Geo. Front flipper. Yeah, this is a fun one.
Yeah, that's a big sticker.
When you're back, Francois, I'll bring that when I get mine through. When I come round to visit you, I'll bring that one with me.
Yeah, it's definitely very pokey.
That's a genuine big sticker.
Yeah. Now, is there anything else that you're bringing to Blade Show that you would like to show today, or to show us?
I've showed you all the good. Let's scratch through here. Here's a 3.5 inch Lanny's clip.
Oh, nice. So that was definitely made for the American market with the 3.5 inch. And that Lanny's clip profile looks amazing on it. Is that a burl?
It's a wild olive burl, yeah.
Wild olive burl. That looks fantastic. What's that one going to run a blade?
450, eh?
That's fair.
There-
That
there-
is
when you're done with that one, there's one there that I think will suit Lou, Barbie. I don't know if Kelly would like it, but there's one there that will suit Lou and Barbie very well.
Which one's that,
Um,
Gareth?
it's a little pink number.
Oh, the look.
I really like the profile on that Lanny's clip. That looked awesome.
That's 1920. I've got them all numbered in bags, but I didn't bring my invoice with. Oh, I can show you this one. That's a
I know, Mom. I know.
an English Lenny's clip.
Ooh, is that Damasteel?
That
No,
green on that box.
that's Takefu.
Is that what is that? Is that like a Sanmai Damascus?
It's a Japanese Takefu, yeah.
If you can get there,
So
we are.
what is
Get the
the-
light on that.
What is
That
the
green
core
in
on
that.
that?
Let's get the there you know. Hey, I'm trying to stretch.
There
you
we
can
go.
see the-
Ooh, another burl.
That's a beryllium birch, yeah.
And then what is the core on that steel?
Oh, you know something? I don't know what the core is. I haven't. This is a piece of offcut I got from a friend that made a chef's knife.
Gotcha. It made a beautiful blade.
Yeah, it's a Japanese takefu. You can go and have a look on the website. Yeah, it's a Japanese steel. Blade Gallery actually punts it in South Africa. They actually punt it in South Africa.
Yeah.
Oh, here's Pinky. I don't know where the brain is.
Typically not on this live stream. Ooh, Pinky's a sway back warning.
Yeah.
I
It's a
think that
smallie,
one will
right?
bring out Lou's eyes.
Yeah,
It's a 2.5-inch blade. It's a baby.
is that G10 or what is the scales?
Yeah, it's a G10. Yeah.
And so was that one going to run a blade?
About 325, eh?
There you go.
And then on the back strap, I did some filing.
That looks really nice. I'm a sucker for a sway back and a warning.
And
Everybody knows I'm horny for warnings.
I'm a sucker for a small slip joint.
Yeah.
I enjoy a small slip joint. Really, I do.
Strangely enough, I own a couple of them, but they all just they all inherit. I inherited them. I never carry them. I'm not a big fan of them. Maybe I should carry it just to see.
Wash City Knives, what's up? Welcome. Good to see you. I get it. Yeah, it kind of reminds you of a GEC. Really, really high quality slip joints.
They are. When you feel those knives in hand, you can feel the quality and the soul with them as well. When I was playing with them at Francis' house, it's you could feel the quality in those knives.
I bet.
I wish I had a couple of them on my way back from his place to sort out some issues on the way back. That's why I was late for your live that day. But yeah.
Yeah, that was one of the ones that you had a fun trip home.
Yeah. I thought I was making
roundabout.
such good time. And
Yeah,
then
we
I
were-
hit the idiot.
Time just
Francois,
ran away from us.
Yeah, Francois and I were talking about that this morning. Just typical South African problems. He says every
Yeah,
country's got their problems that you get used to, and finding a second route is just one of those you get kind of used to over there.
it was actually a third and a fourth route because the rest had been taken.
No,
And
it's-
the second route was affected by it too because it came under the freeway that it was at. So, yeah, one of those things.
I don't know what else. What else have I got here? Okay, I've got it. What did I show? I showed you the.
We saw the bamboo and the horse and the jesters.
Yeah, I've got my flippers are all basically. I've showed all my flippers that I've got. Now I'm just thinking of which slip joints I showed.
You didn't show the double blade black one or the brown one.
Oh yeah, that one is hidden away because that one's not going to blade. I don't want to get locked up.
Is that the one? Is that the black ivory we were talking about earlier?
If I can grab it, yeah, it was yeah.
It's not going to hurt to make people jealous.
No, it won't say. But
oh, here we go. So that's the black ivory trapper.
yeah, and that's American standard as well. It can't go to England either.
So that one's kind of
sold.
stuck in South Africa then,
That
because
one's
you
kinda
can't
stuck
take
in
it
South
here. You can't sell it to Europe.
Yeah, this one's stuck. Somebody has to buy it in South Africa.
That
Oh,
is
I'm
gorgeous.
Put it in
That's
my
funny. I
collection.
want it, but I can't have it.
Yeah.
You can have it. It just means you're going to have to plan a trip here. And then when you leave here, I'll lock it away in my safe. And then when you come back here, you can have it again. And
Derek, for real, member Kripple Krew Inc. What it do? What it do?
Derek, chop.
Hey, Watch City
Yeah.
Knives. I didn't understand that you weren't, or I didn't notice that you weren't a mod until now. So now you are. You could drop your own links on me. Man, that is one good looking trapper that really is stuck in SA.
Yeah, look at. I always say I've had knives lying with me in my box for probably 3 years before they get a boss.
Yeah.
Every knife has got a boss. One day a guy will walk past you at a show and he'll just look and you'll see his eyes flip and that's it. He's sold on that knife and it's been lying with you for 3 years. He says, "Where have you been all my life?"
Illuminati Ninja, member of Kripple Krew Inc. What's up, homie? Gifting one membership to Kripple Krew Inc. And Nick Martino got that membership. Everybody, welcome Nick Martino to the Kripple Krew Inc. Show him those badass emojis.
I still can't.
Appreciate y'all.
I might be able to finally use my thumb flicks and that, but I can't unlock with the thumb just yet. So I guess I'm
still
stuck
hurts
with
to press it
crossbars.
across that way.
What did you do with your thumb?
Here, we'll give him a close up.
I kind of cut it in half.
With what?
Well, angle grinder. Somebody tripped over a cable and it pulled it straight into my finger.
Okay.
So
Yeah, he got it
through
pretty
to the
good.
bone.
And that was just like well, it was right. So 2 weeks ago, because it was right before I ended up bouncing for Texas.
Yeah, it was just before I went to Zambia.
Hey, no. I got that quickly. My son actually, when he started, my one son makes knives as well. He actually made his first knife. He made himself a chef's knife here in my workshop, and I had a 36 grit belt on it, and it slipped, and a child that's it took his finger away. That's about 6, 7 years ago. He says, I still struggle to bend that finger.
So he makes knives as well now?
Yeah, he's got his whole workshop is set up. He's just at the moment he's got three babies keeping him busy. So he's like me. He'll wait, and then one day he'll say, "Okay, now I've given my share to you. Now it's my time, my turn again."
Makes sense.
That's what I did. I gave up knife. I knew if I didn't give up knife making, my family would not see me. My wife doesn't see me. I'm here from 6 to 6. That's it. That's the way it is. Sorry.
Yeah.
If she doesn't come on Wednesday, she wants to go anyway. We don't go because I've planned for the workshop.
It sounds like it's something you love to do, though.
It's a disease.
Yeah, you can't take yourself out of the shop.
Yeah.
So that's another thing we were talking about. I've noticed you've got a lot of people that have had bad habits in the past, and they seem to have traded them for good habits in knives. So they've had bad addictions, and now they've got a good addiction because instead of going with the bad addictions, they're going with knives, which is a lot more healthier.
I don't know if it's such a good addiction. It can cripple you financially, eh?
Yeah, but you're not going to.
That's for sure.
Both are going to cripple you financially. The one
sure.
you're going to not really know what's going on half the time. At least this one, you know what's going on, and when it cuts you, at least feel it.
Yeah, you just make sure you get stock and Band-Aids and super glue.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, it's a disease. It's nothing else.
It lets you know you're alive.
Yeah, I can't. I can lock up my workshop and leave, but if I'm at home, I will. On a Sunday morning, I'll tell myself I'm not going to the workshop today. By 9 o'clock, that's where I am again. I just cannot sit still, idle in the house. If I go away, I've got no problem. I can go away for 3 weeks and my workshop's fine. I don't want to go back to my workshop.
But if you're near it, you have to be in it.
Yeah, that's it.
You know what? You're explaining that, and I'm thinking, okay, I used to race bikes, and whenever I jump on a bike, it's always full speed or nothing. And it's the same sort of thing where I'll get on the bike and I'll say, right, today I'm going to have a slow ride. I'm not going to go flying anywhere. I'm just going to go for a leisurely ride at maybe 180 and then back off and just cruise along. Yeah, that doesn't happen.
Never happen.
I get around onto the freeway and then that's me. I'm blue mist and I'm off. I'm going.
No, I was the same. I can drive slow in a car. I just could not drive slow on a motorbike. I'm sorry.
Bikes aren't made to go slow. That's the thing. Bikes aren't made to go slow. And then I spend a lot of money to make them go even faster. And it would be, it would dishonor the bike to ride it slow. It's not made for it.
That's because the problem is you've got a tractor and you're trying to go faster on it.
I bet you though, you could take yours, I could take mine, we could race cross country. Mine will get cross country better and I'll be so much more comfortable than you.
More than likely, but I'll get bored and fall asleep. Give me the corners.
Yeah, look, each man to his own, but it's I enjoyed my motorbike riding as well.
Yeah, it's definitely a blast. So, what was your main method of making money before you got into knives?
I'm a fitter and turner by trade, so I worked and I was in the hydraulic field. So that's where I've been in the hydraulic field since 1982. So just after I qualified, I started on hydraulics, and that's where I've been all my life.
You mean all my life?
Yeah.
2 years older than me.
I was born in 81, so
I'm 84. So you mean all my life?
All your life, yeah.
That's changed.
So that's what I did. I worked on the mines in Welkom in the Free State, gold mines, and then I left and I came here and I started working doing contracting work.
awesome.
Always in the same line.
Status Outlaw, what's going on? Good to see you. Hey, Sean F, if you get a employee discount and you make stuff for road glides or Indian dark horses, then we need to talk offline.
So, DBD, you know, when I was going in, I was hunting hippos. I was going to go look for hippos to show you guys.
Were you?
That,
Oh
that
yeah.
is-
Wait. Good. Go ahead.
Okay, that's there by Francis's place. Richard's
Okay.
Bay. That's where the hippos run across the road and the crocodiles are there too.
Okay, that's the area that you were showing in those shots and those videos.
Yes.
Uh,
So-
Where I went and I knocked the hippo out for his tooth.
the hippos and stuff are flat out here by us, plentiful. Crocodiles and hippos. So
You got a lot of them by you.
it's another hazard.
Fook Doozle, member Kripple Krew Inc. What it do, my man? Good to see you.
How's it, food?
Yeah. Craig Young says hippos are cranky big bastards, eh?
They've got no respect for nobody. Eh?
There was a video the other day of these, I'm just going to call them these stupids, trying to get close to a hippo and take photos with it. And they got a bit of a rude awakening when that thing turned around. And they suddenly realized they couldn't run as fast as the hippo could in such a short space.
Yeah,
I
everybody
still-
looks at big hippos and thinks they're slow.
No, those things can move. I still don't. I saw that video. I still don't understand what the whole were they going to interfere with it, or was it coming their way and they couldn't get out the way?
The hippo was facing the opposite way at first, and they
Yeah.
just got too close to it. And you want to get too close to a hippo, you're going to find out.
You got trouble. That thing don't. They were lucky that they're still alive because that thing
Yes,
just wanted
he
to get
let
out the
them
way.
live.
Yeah. People don't realize that they're one of the big five when it comes to killers.
Yeah. No, they're the biggest killer of people in Africa.
Yeah, that's crazy. And everybody thinks they're so cute and cuddly.
Cute and cuddly, yeah.
So speaking of hippos, do you like to use material like hippo tusk or giraffe bone? So some of that stuff that's more easily available to you than it is over here. Do you like to use that stuff?
We can use all that stuff, no problem. I like using giraffe bone, but on CITES you cannot get into America again.
Gotcha.
So hippo tooth as well. There was I haven't heard the whole story, but there was apparently one of the purveyors carrying a hippo tooth, and they confiscated his whole batch of knives.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. I don't know the whole story, so I don't want to put names over to it, but
Sure.
that's what the setup is. That's,
Boy, that
the
really-
rumor that's going around.
That really shuts down your entire show.
Yeah, that hurts you badly.
Yeah, because I'm sure it's a huge financial cost to get ready to pay to do the tickets, the hotel, the booth space at a show, and then to come from halfway across the world and not be able to have your blades with you.
This guy I'm talking about is an American. He came to Africa to buy knives.
Yeah.
And, his knives were confiscated on the airport.
That sucks.
That's I don't want to say how much money he had in his, but he's a big buyer of knives.
Am I right in saying he would have bought knives already for other people?
No, he buys for himself
Okay.
to sell.
That's
Okay.
at least that's one thing. Laid off Pete, member for 5 months of Kripple Krew Inc. Big salute. He says, always awesome to see our South African family. Yes, South African Saturdays are becoming kind of a tradition here. And they're always, for me, so informative. Dwayne Letterman, what it do?
So can I do a quick exercise with everyone?
Go for it.
Okay. I want everyone to grab a pen. So I know some of you might not have them, like Lou, but you
Yeah,
can
Lou's
use
not
crayon
allowed any right now, but I think he has like those really fat pencils that are
or
triangular,
crayon.
so
You
they
can
don't
use crayon.
roll off the table.
Yes, you can use the crayon. Write down 18W on on a piece of paper, and that piece of paper must go with you to Blade Show because that's where Francis is sitting at the table that he's at. 18W.
18W. That's a good one. Now, I unfortunately will not be at Blade Show, but everybody that is going to be there, 18W, make sure you check out Francois' table because there is so many more that we haven't even shown.
It will be much appreciated just to come show your face and shake a hand, eh?
Yeah, that would be really cool for him to be able to put, faces to some of these folks in the chat. I'm surprised
jealous.
War Room isn't here right now.
I'm
War Room's going to be there.
I'm so much of a jealous because you get to meet all my friends before I get to meet them face to face.
Hey, you introduced them to me, eh?
I know.
True. And now, if I remember right, you two met at the Easter Durban Knife Show.
Yes,
Yes,
that's correct.
That's awesome. I remember some of the knives that you showed on your video then,
Mm.
and I definitely appreciate you
Do you know how hard
introducing him to us.
Do you know how hard it's been to keep Francois' knives like quiet? Some of you saw pictures of them, and saw what he was doing, but because I was trying to keep the video for now, so that when he comes over, it's fresh in everyone's mind still. But it was so hard to try and keep those pictures and that as quiet as what I did.
And folks, that is why we saved Francois for this Saturday, and why I truly appreciate him giving us some time, because I know how slammed he is getting ready to fly across the world to come to Blade Show. But we wanted everybody to be able to see these gorgeous knives right before Blade, so that everybody goes to table 18W and sees these in person, and maybe takes home an heirloom level knife.
Yeah,
These are knives that you'll pass down through your family.
Yeah, if you don't
very
lose
much
them.
so.
Yeah. If you don't, I'm sure you use them, but they'll get a used knife.
No, if you don't lose them.
Oh, lose them. There you go.
Now look, using a knife there's two different things. You can use a knife, no problem, or you can abuse a knife. That's a problem.
Sure.
That's when you lose.
And I think that's why Lou disappeared for a few months. He was getting in trouble for knife abuse, and he had to relearn his ways. That's why he's back.
If you abuse it, you lose your bearings.
There you go.
I really enjoyed tonight. So I want to just thank you guys for having me and listening to the nonsense I speak. And hope to see you guys at Blade. Really, I would appreciate it very much.
And I'm going to go through while we are kind of wrapping up here. I'm going to show off a few of these pictures that were sent to me of some of
That's
the
a
knives that are going to be
spear point.
available at Blade Show.
That's a spear point with temp handles.
I love
Flute.
those hemp handles.
They're actually. Oh, that's the
That's
Lanny's
the
clip.
Lanny's clip that we looked at.
Oh, that's the Lanny's
Oh,
clip.
I love this sheep's foot right here.
There's that's a 2.5-inch sheep foot as well.
Nice little sway back sheep foot.
Small baby. It's the same size as the pinky.
Gotcha. Ooh. Look at that. 3-blade. That is like a stockman?
That's a cattleman, yeah. Stockman, yeah.
Cattleman? Yeah. Really nice.
Did I show you the where is that?
Ooh, this is one that he showed us, folks. This is the one with the fat lava flow fat carbon and the hemp insert. Here is a good picture of that knife that we were taking a gander at earlier. The first one with the hemp inserts. Oh wow! And let me take this off the screen so we can see what he is showing us now.
I've got another stockman here. I don't know if I've showed you that. No, I don't think I showed you that one. There is a photo of it there as well.
I like
Ooh, that is beautiful.
It's got a red maple handle. The diamond
And
shield on this side.
are those stainless bolsters?
Yeah, I use don't use 304 because the engraving problem is a problem on 304. So I use 3CR12, which is a free cut stainless steel. Yeah,
I really like that clip, that aggressive clip. And then you've got the nice sheep's foot and a little spear point, almost a spade blade. No, it's lit. I couldn't see it.
Yeah, it's a spade blade. Yeah,
It's spade blade. Yeah, okay. Yeah, there. Now I can see. Yeah. So you got a sheep foot, a spade blade, and that awesome clip.
Yeah. I've made a couple of 5 blades as well in my stupidity, eh?
That's got to be an interesting thing to try to fit together and all work.
A couple of five blades, but they're interesting to get together.
What is all the different blades for on there? I'm just looking and wondering all the different shapes.
Every blade there has got a job. Your clip is for general work. Your sheep foot is for precise cutting leather work. When they cut leather straps and stuff.
Yes.
Your spay blade is exactly what it says. It's spays. Then you've got a pen blade which has got a sharp point, and then they actually most of them put either a spike on to make holes in leather or an extra sheep foot. They make the one sheep foot square point, square lip, and the other one they make a round lip.
Okay.
But every one of those blades had a job. They did certain things with every blade.
It would be so interesting to see, because there must be like hundreds of different blade shapes, like with that sort of thing. Maybe not hundreds, but there must be quite a few, and it would be so nice to see what their listings are for.
When you come and visit me, to remember to show you the book on slip joints.
There we go.
That would be cool.
I've got one. There's plenty of them on the market, but so you get them to and they actually, some of them give you shapes of the knives as well. You know, you get doctor's knives and you get pipe knives, and they made a knife. The old people made a knife to do a certain job. A guy that smoked, he had a pipe knife. It had a clip point, with a penknife, and it had a pipe scratcher, a hook like this to scratch your pipe clean on the inside. All of them had a job, eh?
I've actually got
A
one of those.
doctor's blade is actually one of the slip joints that I want next, because the doctor's blade has the long, thin sheep's foot and then the flat butt end for crushing pills.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've got a muskrat twin blade lying on my bench that I want to finish when I come back.
Here's an interesting one to show you. This is the most recent slip joint to come in for me. Jim Miller, what it do? Remember Kripple Krew Inc.? This is Rosecraft blades, and they've made the Clinch River sway back for a while, and then they made a modern traditional button lock version of it, the Clinch River sway back, and this is one of my favorite button locks. It's a gravity style button. It locks open and closed.
Yeah.
But they just sent me the stag handled version of the Clinch River sway back.
Oh, that's a nice knife. Sure.
And it's got I like the finger choil up here because it allows me to choke up and use the blade a little bit more without worrying about closing the knife on my hand.
Yeah, it just makes it a bit safer.
Yeah, I can do a little bit more with the blade and not worry about it closing on me. You know, there really is so many different types of patterns for different types of uses when it comes to slip joints.
Yeah, they made a knife for every job, eh? They doctor's knife and this knife and that knife and a pipe knife and they if you go and look at all that, they've got plenty. I've got my book isn't a very old book either. It's about 10 years old. If you get some of the older books, they even give you more information.
Yeah. Jim, this they've had the Clinch River sway back for a while, but they just dropped the stag handled version. So the stag handle version from Rosecraft is the newest of the Clinch River swaybacks, and these are available on the Rosecraft site right now, I believe, for I want to say $54, something like that.
That's another problem we have. I can buy stag in America, bring it this way, and I can't send it back to America.
That's so ridiculous.
Yeah.
So ridiculous.
And then I can't get it back here. But the same, you can buy. You as an American can come and buy ivory here, but you can't take it out here.
Sure.
Because we buy ivory from our version of Fish and Wildlife.
Yeah, gotcha. That makes sense. So it's it's all coming from the government and ethically sourced. Jesse, member Kripple Krew Inc., what's going on? Help with gadgets, what it do, Tommy? Good to see you, homie. Okay.
See, I do have a slip joint.
Genuine. And it's a 2-blader as well.
3.
Oh, 3-blader. Okay.
This was my uncle's.
Also a Stockman. What?
Yeah.
Clip point?
Yeah, clip point. So I'm wondering if it's going to have a spay and a sheep foot. There's the sheep foot. And the spay. That's a really nice Stockman. Do you know who makes that?
It's got Sweden on it, something. No, sorry, USA. Hootmaster. It's Cutmaster, but it's spelled with a K. Cutmaster.
Probably a German influence.
No, it's American. Yeah.
The German influence. Probably a German that went over there and made it.
And then it says UTRCA.
Yo, Utica. Utica, New York.
Yeah. USA. I don't know how clear it's going to come up, but I can try.
Let me.
Yeah.
I can do this
Doesn't
better.
doesn't
Can you put your hand behind it, Gareth?
it still doesn't focus enough to read, eh? It doesn't.
Not quite.
It's too small. You can't
Yeah, not
read it.
quite. Oh, Help with Gadgets says he was given a cut master yesterday. That's
Oh,
crazy.
Yeah, it's a cut master. Okay. So,
Now,
I'm quite. Just heard something now. So this was my grandfather's, and I wound it up the other day.
and it's still
And
whacking.
I wound it up the other day, and it was ticking for a bit, and then it seemed to stop. Or I thought it had stopped, but it's ticking. It's ticking away here. So he was blind. So he had his pocket watch, his braille on it.
A braille
that's
on it.
crazy.
Okay.
That is crazy cool. I've never seen a Braille pocket watch.
You don't know how well it keeps time.
I haven't tested it. I just wound it up, and I haven't put a set a time on it.
He has a guy in Richards Bay here that he services those watches, eh? There must be in Durban. There must be guys as well.
Yeah, I must be able
Yeah.
to. Yeah, I'm sure they could get it all going back top notch again. Jim
Yeah,
Miller
they
says
do.
that Cutmaster is an old school US brand, very good knife.
And then I've got this one. This one's safe for Lou to carry. It's like a crayon.
Yeah, like a probably a little pin blade.
This one says made in Germany. Yeah, it just says Germany on it. I can't see anything else.
It could be a Okapi, eh?
Yeah, little pin blade.
That's what Granny used to carry in her purse.
A cute little guy.
Oh.
It fits my size 3XL hands quite nicely.
Now,
Yeah,
but before we wind down, because I do have the Deadly Daughters graduation party coming up. Is there anything else that you would like to show us or that you would like to share leading up to your first Blade show?
yeah. I think I've showed you everything that's of significance that will keep interest of guys. So all I want to say again is thank you very much for the opportunity. Eh? It's much appreciated.
I appreciate you coming on, and I would also like to get you on again sometime in the future and talk about your Blade show experience.
Yeah,
And I think that would be really cool.
I actually spoke before when Gareth and myself were talking, and I was dumbing and eyeing whether I should do tonight. I said to him, "Let's do a wind down of Blade, good or bad. Let's see what it brings out."
Sure.
And then we can do it.
Awesome. We'll set that up coming up here in the near future then after Blade show so that we can talk about it while it's fresh. But everybody here that's going to be a Blade, make sure you check out table 18W and see this work in person, because what we've been able to show on screen doesn't do it justice. Table 18W is where you'll be able to see it.
If you can do me a favor, some tall blind guy is going to come to your table and want to see your knives. Please make sure you don't give him the sharp side up. I don't feel like seeing Derek's hands bleeding all over everything.
No, you know something. We've got a blind collector in South Africa here. He comes with his son, and his son picks the knife up, and he passes it to the old man. And the old
That's
man
the way to do it.
Watches it and carries on, loves it, and does whatever he wants to do with it. And then he says thank you, and there he goes, next table.
That's because they've got so much more sensitivity on their fingertips and stuff. I would almost love to just get blindfolded and feel knobs like that, just so you can
Just to
feel
see.
every bit of it.
Yeah, and you know something.
We can.
What I found with him is they've got a like you say a very soft feel, and they feel sharp corners very like you and me. Sharp corner, it's there, but it doesn't bug you. To them, it bugs them.
You know what we could do, Gareth? What we could do is we can do a live stream sometime where we blindfold you and Teo hands you the knives and you try to figure out what they are and we see how many band-aids we go through.
I'm allergic to those things. That's the problem. So I'm going to have to use sticky tape.
How much duct tape we go through then?
Relation.
Well, you know what? We can. I'll do that. That's fine. We can do that. But before we do that, we do a sharpness test where I can shave off all the hairs and stuff like that. We can test knobs that way, and then we can do that.
Yeah.
Well, Francois,
No.
once again, I want to say thank you so much for your time today. I appreciate you. I know you were slammed for time getting ready for your first Blade show, and taking a couple of hours with us is much appreciated.
No,
I also
enjoyed
wish
it.
you the best of luck at Blade Show. I have a feeling looking at these knives that we're seeing right now that this is going to be a very successful Blade Show for you.
Yeah, that's the next question. How successful is it going to be? That's why I want it finished now. I want to know: did I make it? Didn't I make it?
We will. I guess we will. We will have another chat, and we will find out.
No, you'll definitely. If I tell you I've paid my fees for next year's table, you must know I'm going again.
There you go, and that's. I plan on being the next year.
I'm going to fit in your luggage, okay?
That's the story. Because if I pay at the show, the table is $500. If I pay later, it's $750.
Yeah, that makes so you'll know before you leave if you're set up for next year.
I'll know before we leave. I'll know.
All right.
Okay,
Well,
DBD, thanks a lot for your time. Thanks, Gareth, for setting it up.
hell yes, Kripple Krew. Thank you everybody for spending time with us, and I really appreciate you sharing your time and your knowledge, and I look forward to getting you on again here soon. So great luck at Blade Show, Francois.
Thank you very much, guys.
And for the Kripple
Krew,
well
from my side.
Signing off.
Okay. Oh, absolutely. And thank you, Gareth, for setting it up. Stay safe, stay frosty, and stay deadly.